everybody, welcome back to Record-ology and welcome into the Vinyl Nation. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you more than you can imagine. So, on tonight's show, we are doing something that is very much not something I would like to post on the main channel feed or the regular videos that everybody can watch. This is only for my special friends because I'm going to do something I don't do very often. I'm going to go into negative territory. One of the main tenets of this show is that I try to stay positive. I try to look on the bright side. I, avoid finding fault. There's so much negativity on YouTube. Big name channels start off by disliking everything that they review, and I'm just not like that, and I never will be. However, I thought it would be interesting, the inner circle that we have here, to just talk about some of my least favorite turntables. We've reviewed nearly 300 turntables, I think it is at this point. Well, not just turntables, lots of equipment and stuff, but hundreds of turntables. And not everyone can be great. That's something that some people have told me before. Like, you can't like everything. Well, I like aspects of everything, but there have been some stinkers along the way. And today, you and I are going to discuss those. I'm going to name names. We are going to talk about why they are not good, and we're going to go from there. You're not going to want to miss this. Okay, so this is a private conversation, okay? Let's not go blabbing this around. I'm just kidding. We're gonna have fun. So yeah, there's been some stinkers. There's been some equipment that I'm just like, what? And one thing that drives me nuts, and I think we would all agree this would drive any sane person nuts, is the idea of a company trying to pull the wool over our eyes, trying to fool us, trying to be sneaky. And so some of these kind of do aspects of that, whether or not it's intentional or not, I don't know. But these are my least favorite 7 turntables that I've reviewed and why. So we're going to start off with the Marley Stir It Up turntable. And I was super excited. When I started getting into vinyl, this is one that I was like really excited to check out. And it is cool in a lot of ways. I like the whole sustainability thing, the bamboo and no plastics. I think that's cool. The problem is it just wasn't very good. The tone arm, you couldn't balance the tone arm. The main pivot or gimbal bearing, whatever you call it, on the tone arm was just very up, down, up, down. It wouldn't like float. Didn't feel very precision at all. And that was disappointing. Although it was kind of cool. There was like scroll work along the side of the tone, on the side of the tone arm. That being said, I have not gotten rid of it, which most of these that I think that may be the only one on the list. No, there's a couple I still have. But, usually they find a new home pretty quick. This one, though, I never quite got rid of it. It comes up every now and then on the show. It's unique. But it was big disappointment to me because I was very excited when this turntable came out or when I found out about it. Okay, going on, that was number 7. Going on down to number 6 is going to be the Victrola Canvas. And I was like, the Victrola Canvas, what? So it's like a suitcase player. The first thing that drove me crazy about it was the fact that they put a white stylus on there to make it look like, and this is my opinion, I'm not saying they did this, but it appears as though they put the white stylus or cartridge on it to make it look like it's a magnetic. So for people that don't know any better, they're fooled even me to say, oh, cool, it's got a magnetic. And then you find out, no, it's just a red-tipped ceramic that's, a white tip ceramic, which those aren't terrible. That just aren't, misrepresentation is not a good thing in my opinion. And, that to me was a little bit like, it was a little bit grating. So, and then the whole idea of the stickers, kind of gimmicky, was kind of cool. I ended up using the stickers on my 45 box instead because they pop off of the turntable. My wife has it in her office. It is cool, but only about a third of the stickers remain. So that the rest of it was, typical suitcase player. Next up is the Walmart turntable, the On turntable. This was pretty poor all the way around. And by the way, I'm going to put links to the reviews if you haven't seen these reviews. These are chestnuts. These are gems of bad reviews. So if you like a bad review, if you've had a stressful week as I have, it's been a brutally long week, And you know what? You got a little aggression, and you want to, take it out on a bad record player or one that's not as good. I don't know if I'd call any of these terrible or bad, but they're definitely on the bottom rung of the list. So yeah, the Walmart turntable comes in at number 5. It was just bad. It was poor construction, poor execution, just felt cheap and not good. Don't recommend that. Ironically, the Target one was great. That is a great little Heyday, is a great unit. It's made by the same company that makes the Eclipse Best Buy turntable that was also really good. Those two were great, but the Walmart, no, don't. Yeah, I don't even know if they sell that anymore. Okay, coming in at, did I put this on here twice? Okay, no, here we go. Okay, coming in at number 4. I have a hard time counting down at the end of this week. It's been so stressful. Coming in at number 4 is the Crosley Eclipse. And I like the idea of an all-in-one. And there was a time when I was starting out where this would really appeal to me with a cassette player, the Bluetooth, the radio, kind of everything all in one, the turntable, 3 speeds. But what really turned me off to this unit was the fake tweeters that we I wouldn't say exposed. We discovered they're decorative. The tweeters are decorative. That drives me nuts. I'd much rather have speakers that don't even try to act like they got tweeters than put these plastic domes on there. Oh, it's a two-way speaker. They don't say that. They do not say that. But it was not a two-way speaker. That is and I can look at them now at tweeters and be like, oh, that's fake. And then you just gently tap on it and you're like, oh yeah, that's hard plastic. That's junk. So that was a big, come on, guys. So, yeah, the Eclipse, nah, I could pass on that. Next up on the list is the Crosley Memento. Now, you may be surprised that Crosley's coming up as much as they are, but, they're on here a couple of times. So the Crosley Memento, we had a fiasco trying to review this unit because the lid was opening too far and then it was tilting back. And then, the first one, the lid didn't open enough and then the record was rubbing on the case, like it wasn't accommodating the record. So the second one they sent us had the lid basically pried open, so it was laying nearly flat, and then it was losing its bounce, it would teeter back. So that was junk. And then they sent us a third one that they added a platter mat to the original design. And it was just kind of poor execution, poor quality control. It's actually a cool little unit once, you get one that doesn't have a lid rubbing on the record. But that was, that was no good. Next up is another Crosley. This is the Crosley Spinneret. This one was probably, I was probably more excited to do this review than anything else before I had got to this point. I don't want to say since, because there's been some really cool stuff recently, but this unit was just disappointing to me in various aspects. I love the design, the form factor on paper, but once I actually opened it up, it was real cheap. It was just, and it was for old, it was Gen 1 Crosley stuff from 2010, 2008, 2009. They've moved past this model. It was just disappointing. That's all I can say about it. It was on every level. And I was so excited to get it, and I did not keep it long. It was very, very disappointing. Next up is going to be the Digit Now M405. A lot of people will say that the Crosley C100, C200s are a knockoff of the LP120, and some people say that LP120 is a knockoff of the famous Technics turntables. And I don't really, go down the whole knockoff road. I don't think that that's what's happening. I think it's a design aesthetic or a style. But this turntable to me was a very poor execution of that design aesthetic. It had gray plastic they had plastic that was spray painted to look silver, and not spray paint, whatever however they dye it or paint it. It was, it just felt like it was disappointing. Now, you may go back and watch these reviews and be like, well, you didn't seem to dislike it that much during the video. Again, I'm always trying to stay on the positive. Now, some of you may be thinking to yourself, wait a minute, you're missing something on your list. We've been through the top 7, and something that you've reviewed recently that I would really think would be on that list is not on that list. the elephant in the room. So I'm making this an honorable mention. The Victrola V1 music system. Yeah. When I heard about this, super excited. Seemed like a great idea. We gave it 2 shots, 2 reviews. It bombed on both. Victrola says that we got a faulty unit. Although Victrola's not talking to us right now, so we wouldn't know what the next steps are. It would seem as though, again, this is inner circle kind of stuff. I'm not going to say it on the main videos. It would seem that our partnership with Victrola is over for the time being, or permanently. Actually, it seems like it's never going to hear from them again, which is fine. That's totally fine. I have no allegiance to a brand or a company. We review products, whether or not we buy them, which we do sometimes, or they send samples, which they do sometimes. They will get an honest review. Both ways. If it's good, bad, ugly, otherwise, it will get an honest review. This one bombed. It just wasn't good. It was not a good unit. There were so many problems. The cartridge, which here's the cartridge right now, okay? The cartridge that doesn't have a replaceable stylus. The stylus is fixed to the cartridge. So at first I thought they were being generous and giving you 2 cartridges. No, it's because the needle can't be replaced. So when the needle wears out, you got to put a whole new cartridge on there. Look at this. I haven't mentioned this to anybody yet. See something missing? The whole cantilever, the whole stylus. It's gone. Sorry, it's not focusing well. Yeah, it just broke off already. This is already useless. That's my 2 cents. I'm sticking to it. The subwoofer is wonderful. I'm pretty sure they don't make that or have much involvement in that. The V1, on the other hand, I'm pretty sure that they had a lot of input on that. I think they were hanging their hat on the success of that unit. I was the first person to review one, and it didn't go well. So I understand their frustration, but I disagree with how the approach they've taken since. But that's, again, my 2 cents. That turntable has potential, but it needs some work. And one of the things it needs is a respectable cartridge on there. That is one thing it really, really needs. Plus, I still can't wrap. It's made by a company that makes sound bars, a Chinese sound bar company. And I can't, and part of what Victrola wants to do is market this thing as a sound bar kind of replacement with a turntable. But the problem is the sound bar is, this long. So your speakers, your stereo speakers that are going to drive the main image are, like headphone width apart. So what kind of, you got a 70-inch TV and then you got like this little thing. It's just not, I don't see that happening. You know what I mean? And if you take away the sub, which is a good sub, sounds good. Got it hooked up right now actually to my main system, not the record player, just the sub. If you take the sub out of the mix and just play the record player, it was rough. It was not good. And there was all this to do about these acoustically channeled resonance chambers and, this, I think they were working on a proprietary isolation system and for vibrations, and it was just like, it looked pretty, and I was excited, and man, that was a letdown. So anyway, there you go, guys. I don't like going in this negative territory. It's really not my thing. It's not what this channel's about, but I have to let you know the truth. I always will, I always have, and there you go. Those are my top least favorite turntables. I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you want to watch the full reviews of any of those, if you missed any of those, links will be in the description below. But that is going to do it for now. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. I've been in this office in this exact chair it's been over 14 hours at this point, and I am tired. So we're going to get the show edited, posted, and by the time you're watching this, I'll probably be asleep trying to catch up. And this weekend is going to be an interesting one. I got some interesting things coming your way, including a very good show. So you're not going to want to miss that. Thank you again for subscribing. And I know that this, trying to find 2 nickels to rub together right now is hard. So I appreciate the sacrifice. I appreciate your time and your dedication to Record-ology. You guys mean the world to me. So God bless. Have a great night, and we will see you next time.